Good evening, everyone. My name is Benjamin, and welcome back to That Time When. And we're talking about that time a world war was stopped for Christmas. Before I do get into this episode, I want to apologize if there's any snoring. That would be my dog in the background, so you can hear her. Yeah, maybe not. Anyway, so let's get into this. And as we all know, this was World War I. So this was the Christmas. Yeah, there's my dog. So this was the Christmas truce, and this happened along the Western Front. So in the area by France and the German Empire. Austria-Hungary no longer exists, but as we all know, it was started when Austria-Hungary declared war on Serbia because a Serb shot the Archduke Franz Ferdinand in Sarajevo. Austria-Hungary was then immediately Russia declared war on Austria-Hungary to protect Serbia. Germany declared war on Russia. France declared war on Germany. Germany declared war on France. It was a mess. Also, Italy wound up actually siding with the Allies, the Triple Entente, along with the United Kingdom, who defended Belgium, who was invaded by the Germans, along with the Dutch. The Dutch were also invaded. I think I need to specify that. Anyway, so as we all know, this wound up being a trench war, and especially on the Western Front, which trench warfare was not pretty. You would dig these trenches and you would defend them, and they looked very similar to, actually this is an actual World War I photo of trench warfare, and they often got flooded, disease infestations were rampant. We're talking about people losing legs from gangrene. More people died of the atrocious conditions than they did from combat, which says a lot because a lot of people died from combat. A lot, and most of that was because Europeans didn't know the lessons of trench warfare that were learned in the American Civil War to the Siege of Petersburg in Virginia. In fact, James Longstreet was an early expert in trench warfare. That would be Confederate General James Longstreet. So, yeah, it was kind of a brutal warfare. So here's a zoomed-in look of the Western Front, which went all the way from the sea at Newport to all the way down to the border of Switzerland. And as you can see, it roughly followed the border of Germany and France up until you get a little bit south of Luxembourg, in which case it starts veering deep into French territory, close to the Marne, the Seine, a few other rivers. I'm trying to see if I can find the Somme and the Verdun, which were two of the bloodiest battles, both with over 1 million casualties apiece. The Verdun was meant to be a meat grinder, as the Germans called it, and the Somme was a counteroffensive that was designed to essentially funnel troops away from the Verdun. So early during the war, before a lot of these massive trench networks were formed, you had a situation where the Germans, appearing to step over to assault, literally on Christmas, midnight on Christmas Eve, essentially turning it to Christmas Day. But instead, troops reported, Allied troops reported that the Frenchmen, or that the Germans, were carrying trees with, makeshift decorations. The French were very confused. Of course, they were ordered to shoot the Germans, but they decided they are not armed, and they look to be in peace, and eventually they figured out, oh, they want to have a truce for Christmas. So not only were they at war with each other, and the day before were shooting at each other, they had the common decency to get together and realize this is a holy day for both of us. The Germans probably were like, we may be Protestants, and looking at the French and said, you may be Catholic, but we both agree this is Jesus' birthday, and we're here to, celebrate this with you. And you would have the Allies playing soccer against the Germans, and everyone would just be having a fun time between the trenches. And it was not an isolated phenomena. It was across the entire Western Front. Some divisions, yes, were still fighting. Not everyone participated in the truce. But a large portion did, enough for it to be a significant event in history. And here's another photo. As far as I can tell, it is actually from the truce. I tried to get photos that would show this, and these were the best ones I could find that were relevant. And, I think it's just an amazing event that I think we can all learn from. No matter our differences, we should all come together over things we hold in common, even if we're at, massive disagreements. We need to come together and realize, hey, we have this in common. And it shows that maybe you shouldn't be fighting, as this event clearly shows. The next day they did go back to shooting each other, but they did realize there was a connection. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Hope you have a nice day. See you guys next time. Bye.